All right, hello everyone. So today is again less about me playing Nioh 2. I'll still do that just because I want to play a video game, but more about me setting my channel up to basically have the best Nioh 3 content possible. So on that endeavor, you can see one new thing I've added to the stream, which is literally right down below the controller input. So I've kind of have that integrated into my streams now, which is actually really nice. So that's gonna be one thing that I'm gonna try to do when I start playing Nioh 3, is integrate that controller support. So I definitely want your feedback on the placement of it. I can have two different options at this time, but any feedback you can give me onto that, as well as other things, will be appreciated. Hey, what's up, Golden Seed, Level 0 Made, and Lendy? It's good to see all three of you. But yeah, what if you had an input history display? Bruh, no. No, not like a fighting game where it's like I push this button. It'd just be like this endless stream of buttons being pressed. That would be a bit much. I don't think I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna wait. But for right now, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to come in because there is. I want your guys' opinion on which input overlay you'd prefer. And I can basically put in two options. So I'll of course want your feedback on the size of this. I want your feedback on the size of this as well as the color and stuff like that. So definitely give me your input there. But I'm just gonna wait a little bit for people to come in. Give me fighting game lab input with frame data visible, or give me gaki. You get neither. You lose! Good day, sir! Can you summon Gaki in Nioh 3? I'm not answering that question. That question is just I'm not going into it. Standard black, it's representative of my actual controller. Right, so the inputs are all kind of solid there. Right, like I know the directional pad can be a little weird, I guess. Do you plan on playing Ninja Gaiden 4 when it releases? Absolutely. Yeah. Ninja Gaiden 4? Oh, you bet. I think my own personal criticism of this controller is that it's a little difficult to see the actual controller sticks move that much. And I think for Nioh 3 especially, that's going to want to be a little clear. I like the contrast between the dark and the light for this. It makes it very easy to see, at least in my respects, or in my point of view. And the other option that I have, and let me get that ready. The other option I have is the usual controller that I would use, that I have used in past tutorials, which is this. Right, so I can have I can have the all black, or I can just have this. So I'm not sure necessarily what you guys would prefer. I do like having the whole controller display, but I do think it could be cool to do something like I've seen with Smash Bros players, where there's like a button illustration. Can you give me some examples? Like, what do you mean? Like, the button combinations? I think the all black one looks cooler, but the usual one is more visible. Yeah, this is more visible. Not sure how I'd do that. Well, if you could just give me it's a visual thing. Like, if you just tell me what your understanding of that is. I'm not necessarily saying you give me an example in Nioh 2, but just the concept, the example of the concept in Smash Bros. Because I don't really know what you're talking about. My thinking is like, oh, like streamer like is pushing these two buttons at the same time. Yeah, take your time. Mastering Counterspark in Nioh too. Okay. Hey, it's Wilder. So I followed the advice you told me yesterday, played around with the key pulse systems, and I'm kind of getting the hang of things. Nice. At least not getting stun locked and combo to death. Hey, progress, that's great. Right. So I know for me, like the red and white is like quite jarring. So, you know, I'll look for different things. I do like the black. I like the black, like the color contrast is there. This is probably a little easier to see, so that can help. So there's that. I can actually see the directions moving. Do I review viewer footage? I mean, I can. So what I'm describing is rather than the input display being the entire controller, it's just an overlay of the buttons that light up when they're being pressed. Oh, okay. Oh. So would you be able to see the entirety, the whole controller that I have? Or it's just like, maybe there's like a silhouette of the controller, but most of the buttons are basically like transparent? But then the actual buttons that I'm pressing, like you would see them with like in this case, for example, um, right, like it'd be like, oh, I'm pressing R3, or you'd see like, oh, I'm pressing triangle. Actually, search up Smash Bros. Input display and look at GIFs. Okay. Smash Bros. Input display. Yeah, okay, let me take a look. Okay. I see. So it's so this input visualizer that I'm seeing, it isn't the whole controller, it's just the buttons. Okay, I see that. Yeah, it looks like it's just a bunch of the buttons that are being pressed. Very interesting. Okay. All right, let me jot that down in kind of like my own little notes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, look into Smash Bros. Input display. Got it. Okay, so that's one thing that I will look into for sure. Would I tell you if you cooked? Sure, yeah. I mean, I can give you my opinion on that. What I learned is that Nioh 2 is a character action game that presents itself as a soul-like. Yeah, that's more accurate in my view. It would be better to see the speed and the combinations of the controls. That could be a more elegant way of displaying it on stream, but for demo purposes, it might be better to have the old controller display since it's extremely visible. Right, and I think that's something I will consider as well. For me, the elegance is nice to have. The functionality is more important. If the function functionality first, and then that elegance second. And even with the functionality, I want it to display stuff so that it's not that overwhelming to absorb, right? So like even for me, I can argue that there's like a lot of real estate, so to speak, taken up by this whole controller. And so if I can find a slightly different overlay that makes it very clear that I'm only pressing specific buttons at specific times, then it can be like, oh, those are the things to focus on rather than like trying to have to decipher in the moment the entire controller. It's like such a minute thing, but I think it would help. I think it could help. You could do community features of clips sent in by students in the videos. I suppose I could. Like, I would be down to like make, like, I made a combo mad video compilations for people. Might be good to shrink the game itself to leave the bottom of the screen for controller input display and a column on the right for important hints and stuff you're talking about. I'll have to consider that, but if you can give me some examples, like I can't visualize exactly what you're talking about. I'm not too familiar with that. But if you can like point out some examples for me to look into, I can at least see if that's something I think would work well for Nioh 3. What's the deal with gakis on this channel? I watched one of your Final Fantasy VODs and then heard the guy saying if you can summon gakis in Nioh 3. Is there some kind of reputation about mentioning? Okay, so I'll just tell you since you're fairly new to the channel. And this is me just like dropping the act as usual. But, so, the gaki thing is a joke. It's ultimately a joke. Everybody who participates in it knows about it. It's ultimately just a joke. I am effectively pretending to get absolutely losing my shit over anything to do with gakis. Like I have a personal vendetta against them. I hate them. I want them dead. And then my channel will be like, nah, fuck you. We're gonna preach the gaki stuff. Now, some things that have legit been interesting is that my channel for a while, some members were like huge on this idea of like a giga gaki. Nioh 3 needs to have like a giga gaki boss or something. So, of course, in Nioh 3, when there was Gaki Chief introduced, oh, my channel ate it up. They ate it up. So, you know, it's just kind of become a channel meme. So like, I play along with the channel meme, and then, of course, my channel members like to just play along with the joke. And, yeah. I perpetuate it, one, because it's good fun, but second, I find it to be a much healthier outlet of, like, people trying to troll compared to other things. So it's like, I'm like, you guys can call me whatever you want. You can call me a lowlife, you can call me a pussy, whatever, but you call me a gaki, that's where we goes too far. So it at least then, like, it's just much healthier for my streaming culture. So that's like what's behind it. Don't we already have Giga Gakis in Nioh 2 and they activate Yokai Realm and transform? Well, so you had like the little Gakis, then you had like the little ones that I had in that clip. And then you have like the slightly larger ones, but then like Nioh 3, people were like, Nioh 3 Giga Gaki has to be a Gaki boss. And then there happens to be one. So it's just an inside joke. It's just it's all in good fun. So like, feel free to poke fun at me. I get into character with it. Cass gets into character with it. Everyone just has fun with it. It's just a fun time. People having fun at my expense. It's like very harmless, all things considered. So that's kind of what's going on. And see, even when I'm trying to be candid and just like very upfront, people are like, sure, there's a bunch of bullshit. Right? So, you know, it's all in good fun. Demon Slayer ad? Hey, that's not too bad. Alright, so I can give you a very easy way to visualize it. Imagine your face cam's on the bottom right, and then the game has been made so that the bottom right corner is touching the top left corner of the face cam, okay? Then below the gameplay, you have the controller display. And then to the right, you have space to add in text tips for important things you talk about. And on stream... Oh, okay, so I'm shrinking the game itself and then having some overlays in support of that. I understand that. I think I understand that better now. Hey, what's up, Daffy? And Wizard, good to see you. So, I don't think I want to compromise on the scope of the game, the whole game. I want the game to be blown up for the stream. I don't want to have too much going on in my streams. I would rather have it be on the simpler side. That's my personal preference. Even though I will be giving like extensive sort of information in my videos and things like that, I really want to prioritize making the learning process simple. As simple as possible. Very like digestible, very bite-sized. I don't want to overwhelm people. And I think in my experience when I was creating some of the early Nioh 2 Academy videos, especially like my my early parts of it, it was a bit messy and it was a bit disjointed because I was trying to do too many things at once. So for me, trying to go Yeah, I think I don't think I want to stuff more stuff on my stuff more information on my stream. I'm trying to go pretty minimalist. And yeah. So alternatively, you could stretch the game to be 70% wider with no other adjustments. It would make everything far worse and cut off important information from the UI, but it would look funny. What the hell? Okay. Did you mention you were going to make new Nioh 2 videos to prepare for Nioh 3? Yeah, as I talked about in my post. Hold up, I'll answer that question in depth. Let me answer Wilder's. Does Nioh 3 have more verticality in the combat, like the double jumping shown in the trailer? Oh yeah. There's people have discovered like jump cancels. There's quite a significant amount of aerial combat. And it's not so much that it's like, I would say it still doesn't detract from the ground-based play that we're used to from Nioh 1 and Nioh 2. But yeah, like Ninja Style has a great amount of aerial combat. Like, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, more to be discovered. Players have discovered things like jump cancel, for example. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, I think it's awesome. Someone has last to load actually showcased like Devil May Cry type stuff against the Gaki Chief. Where it's just like in the living artifact mode and he just like kept going up vertically and like hitting the Gaki Chief. Like it was pretty cool. Air juggling I don't think will be a thing, but like many people are like, oh my gosh, this is like DMC 6. We have jump cancel before DMC 6. Jumping in combat isn't that effective in samurai mode. Not so far, yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case. But they are putting in some airborne things. Since we have jump, I wonder if they'll make platforming puzzles. I suspect they might. So back to Wizard's question. Did you mention you were going to make new Nioh 2 videos to prepare for Nioh 3? Yeah, so right now I'm kind of just field testing. Like, I'm kind of just field testing a whole bunch of different types of videos. So, for example, the video that released today, some guys just straight up was like, yo, put in some controller stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll put in some controller stuff. And then let me get some ideas of what I like about it, what you guys like about it. But yeah, all right. So now that we've been here for a while, I just want to get a quick poll. You guys prefer, if you had to pick one of the two color options, would you prefer this red and white option that you see here? Or do you prefer this other option? This black option? So yeah, the all black option. So yeah, I'm just going to take a quick poll. Wow, much more in favor of black. Okay, let me take an actual formal poll. So let me switch back to red as well. So here, I'm going to make a poll for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to have... Okay. So yeah, go ahead and go ahead and vote. Right, so I'll just showcase like black for like a couple of seconds. So whichever one you prefer. All right, so here's a black one. You can see what the button presses are like. All right, so it's black with the kind of like the white pop in from here and there. And then if I go back to the red and white, right, we got red and white, and each time I press a button, you kind of see a little bit of blue. Okay, so let's see. It's okay, so it looks like a relatively even split. So okay, here's what I'm understanding from, so I think I can end the poll here. So here's what I understand. Right. The red and white color scheme that we have here is just like too much in my face. Like too much, like too bright. But the black version is a little too dark. So it's right. It's just they're a little too much in the extreme. So it'd be nice to find like something more towards the middle. We don't want it to be so invasive in our face at all times. It would be nice to have it be a lot more like subtle, but we can see the buttons very clearly. Not too overwhelming. Is the way to make it black and red instead of white and red? I'll have to look into that. Right, so okay. So this is very important data. Controller overlay should be middle ground. Okay. PS1 controller. I'll have to look into it. I'm right now just using Gamepad Viewer. Make it a Nintendo 64 controller. Here. How about this? We'll go with neither option. How about this? How about an Xbox controller? Do you guys like that? You guys like the Xbox controller? You like it? Do you like that? Or wait, what about this? We can go with the black Xbox controller. How about that? This ironically is easier to see, isn't it? This is actually a little easier to see. uh, let's see what else. Maybe you like. How about this? Old school, right? This works. Yeah. Black Xbox is the winner so far. Like legit, it's actually not bad. All right. How about this? How about this? We'll go with this. Does this work better? Does this work? Wait. I don't know if I like this one either. How about this? This is what you're talking about. Remember? Look at that. Look at that beautiful controller. You guys like that? Look, isn't that amazing? This is what you wanted, level 0. What's this? Is this anything? Look, I can even play GameCube now. Perfect. All right, GameCube gameplay. I play Melee. All right, we got GameCube. GameCube up in here. Let's see if there's anything else. Look, we even got this. Look at that. You GameCube? Yeah, man, I'm using GameCube controller for Nioh 3. N64. That's what we were talking about, right? N64. Perfect, right? N64, done. N64 controller, let's go. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Actually, yeah, okay, we're back here. Right? It's what you all wanted. Right? It's what you all wanted. How about this? Even better. We're playing on freaking NES. NES controller. NES controller. That's all you need. We'll have... Perfect for axe gameplay. Yeah. Okay, so I think for the time being, I know you have so few buttons. I know. Maybe use a DualShock 3 icon since the first Nioh was in development limbo for years and would have probably released on PS3 if all had gone according to plan. Perhaps, yeah. I think, I mean, here's what I'll do. I'll try to find other options, all right? The black PS3 controller was really good as long as you don't need touchpad, right? For color. So I can work with that. Nintendo Switch one would go wild. Wii controllers, DDR dance mat. And ironically, PS3 Black is great. Yeah, it was a lot easier to see. So, since you guys like that, what I can do is I can more look, for some. I can try to find like some color scheme related to that for the PS4. Will I give Ninja Gaiden 4 a go? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this too black. I wish I could lighten it. All right, so just at least for this stream, I will keep the black input, the black controller. But since you guys gave me some feedback in terms of what colors you like, I will try to find something like that. So yeah, appreciate that feedback. Ninja Gaiden 4 looks great, but it still probably won't appeal to the diehard fans of 2. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden the diehard fans are interesting. That's what I will say. They're quite interesting. There's a reason I don't associate myself too much with the Ninja Gaiden community. Exactly. I don't think anything appeals to the diehard Ninja Gaiden fans. I'm stuck between a Ninja Gaiden and a hard FromSoft community. Yeah, pretty much. I think FromSoft games are cool, yeah. Hey, by the way, I've been trying to use SplitSap recently, but its attacks feel too committal and expensive. Am I missing a really good active skill, or is it a different skill issue? Let me show you how I play SplitSap. You tell me the differences you notice. So, what'd you notice from that level 0 made? It's kind of sad that big Ninja Gaiden fans don't have anything like it to play anymore, but damn, they can be annoying about it. I know. I know. They're using a lot more individual active skills so you can keep pulse and disengage when needed. I'm so fist-pilled that I'm trying to chain everything together endlessly. I gotta play differently. There's so few Ninja Gaiden fans that I haven't really met any. The irony of it is that I'm a Ninja Gaiden fan. I love Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, Reddit. Ninja Gaiden Reddit, bruh. I'll just put it that way. I don't want to deal with some of the Ninja Gaiden fans because it's very much like dealing with Reddit. The derangement that ensued when 2 Black released was really funny. What did you experience? I went into split staff really wanting tons of crazy multi-hits and spinny attacks to spam, like high stance Kusarigama quick combo. Didn't realize there was a lot of individual attacks rather than combos, yeah. The general reaction in comment wars on the subreddit over being a Sigma 2 reskin was crazy. Yeah. The irony is that the people who are usually the loudest are not the best players. They're really not. Also, I was trying to use split staff without splitting the staff because hitting enemies with just a stick was really fun to me. Yeah. Yeah, so, okay. Back to content planning and discussing. I think this actually makes a good point about some of the other things I want to consider for my channel as well. So it's relevant. I'm a Ninja Gaiden fan. Straight up. I enjoy Team Ninja because of Ninja Gaiden. I love Ninja Gaiden. I love the series overall. I have issues with it, yes, but so does like every Ninja Gaiden fan. The difference between me and a lot of the louder, more aggressive fans is that, lack of a better way to put it, I think I'm a little healthier about it. I'm not as like elitist about it. Like, I'm not like the best Ninja Gaiden player. I'm like, I beat it. Like, I beat Master Ninja for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, as you guys saw. I've beat Ultimate Ninja for Razor's Edge. But yeah, like, I got really irritated with some people who'd be like, no, you gotta play this version. This one's the best version. This is that. And that's this. And they like kind of kept telling me what to like and what not to like. I'm like, I don't know if I care anymore, dude. I'm having fun. So like, I just want to focus on having fun. Like, obviously they didn't have fun, but then it just kind of like became some personal issue. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to deal with this shit. You like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. In terms of who's gonna design like the game that sells, that's Team Ninja problem, not mine. And there's always just like I'm sure you guys can understand the whole frustrating aspect with from the really intense FromSoft like people on Reddit. It's like the same thing basically. Right. So I remember the Ninja Gaiden I felt most comfortable with was like Ninja Gaiden the first one, like the first 3D one. Ninja Gaiden Sigma is what I got comfortable with. You know, and then I keep hearing, "Oh no, you're not like a Ninja Gaiden fan unless you like Ninja Gaiden Black." And I'm just like, "Dude, who cares?" Right. It was the elitism stuff. So I was just like, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna enjoy myself. Or they'd be like sometimes dismissive over a player's victory. So I'm just like, dude, relax. So it was just very alienating. So like, I don't want to deal with that. I didn't want to put that into my Nioh channel. Like, legit, like, I don't really care like that much. Like, it doesn't bother me personally if someone's better than me at the game. I'm like, good for you. I'm happy you're enjoying it. For me, my priority is enjoying my game the most. That's really it. Okay, let me see what else I missed. So one thing I want to make sure to do for my Neo 3 content is to make sure that like it's more inviting. It's much more inviting. It's more inclusive in nature. All right, so let me catch up as well. If Neo 3 is going to have directional inputs, is it like in DMC, as in that forward attack, back to forward attack like that? I don't think they're going to go that involved based on what we've seen in Neo 3. I think the contrast, so now I can show this. Let's take like Sword, for example. Now I got a controller, so this will actually work. Right, so for my Sword, I have, so in the demo, I have to pick one of these options, right? Morning Moon and Swallow's Wing. Those are my only choices. I forget what else they mapped. I can't remember everything, but it'd be like Morning Moon and Swallow's Wing contest each other in high stance. So now what they added, so now I can show with my controller. So Morning Moon is this normally. But if I want to do a Swallow's Wing, I can also do a back strong. So like, so the direction, so they would have not only like triangle at the end of the combo, but then just like at any time you could just do like back triangle and you could do another move. They're like, it's not as wildly complex as DMC is, but it pushes slightly more in that direction so players can use a little more, which I'm okay with. Like, I don't need Nioh to be DMC, to be honest. I don't think it's necessary. I think the skill expansion mod for Nioh 2 on PC is more than reasonable enough. So that's my opinion about that. Right, like I don't think we need to go to DMC level, like amount of complexity. I think just what's possible in Nioh 2 skill expansion mod is enough. And I think in Nioh 3, they're probably going for that appropriate balance. So you can like assign like a couple extra skills so that players can mess around as they see fit. And I'm sure there'll be more options, but not so many that people get like overwhelmed. I don't think it'll be like forward attack and then back to forward attack. It'll just be like back attack and forward attack and then side attack, just like independent things. So I hope that makes sense. All right, next question or next statements. Hey, what's up, Zakiruga Sentai? What's up? I want to level to max, but I don't know what to do. Maybe I will do Dream of the Wise and kill everything as I progress. I want to make another build, but it's so hard because I already put so much time on the Odachi. If you want to level to max, my advice would be to just go into the underworld. I think the underworld, I remember when I started doing it, I think I did like I cleared the level, like the level that was included with it, and then fought the first boss. And I think I leveled up like 37 times. 37 levels, bro. That's a lot. So I think that's the fastest way. Dream of the Wise won't give you that much. Max level is like 750, so just like get to the underworld and Dream of the Nioh. Okay. Is Nioh 3's combat system deeper than Nioh 2's? Yes. And do you think Nioh 3 is better than Nioh 2? At this time, it is a little early for me to tell whether Nioh 3 is better than Nioh 2 simply because I'm comparing the entirety of Nioh 2 to just an alpha demo, which is very much subject to change. So, and the reason I say it's subject to change is because in Nioh 2's alpha, they had very few weapons, of course, but they didn't even have the Shiftling tree. They didn't even have burst counters. They had to, like, Team Ninja had to, like, rapidly develop that because feedback was quite critical. So, like, they really had to push that. They really had to innovate there. And they did. I think they made it great. But I believe Nioh 3 will be better than Nioh 2. And I say that because even after finishing the demo, and now I'm revisiting Nioh 2, it just doesn't have the same sauce here. I miss switching from samurai to ninja style. I miss the aerial combat. I miss a lot of the new mechanics, like straight up. I like in Nioh 2, I hardly use jutsu. And when I do, it feels very disjointed. In Nioh 3, bro, I was like, ninja style was fucking awesome. The jutsu usage was awesome. I was like, yeah, I'm up for this. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And for me to like get excited about that was like, I'm grateful for that. So yeah, definitely I'm very excited for that. What do you mean by more inviting and inclusive? Making guides more simple and easy to understand? Yes, that, and also just not being a dick. Just not being a dick. Alright, not being a get good noob type person. Just generally positive, inviting, wholesome. Like, that's really it. Okay. What the fuck is ninja style? Or WTF is ninja style? Can you switch modes on the fly? So in Nioh 3, they switched up gameplay loop significantly so that players have there's two default modes: samurai style, which is very similar to what we have in Nioh 2, and then ninja style, which is like a very different way of play, in which it's a lot speedier. There's a lot of like aerial combat things, high mobility, and you don't have a key pulse, but you get a lot of key back with good dodge timing. So it's very different. Samurai style and ninja style have distinct identities, and they're fun, in my opinion. It's a little difficult for me to describe on stream in like a sentence or two, but I did make a little review video for the alpha demo, if you're curious. So just let me know. How many hours do I have in Nioh 2? I think somewhere under 3K at this point. I think like 2,800. Okay. Let's see. I'm assuming they're combining Ninja Gaiden combat with Nioh. It looks like it's going in that direction. But honestly, even when I played Ninja style, it felt pretty different from Ninja Gaiden. It didn't feel like a typical action game. I like that. I want Nioh things to be inspired by Ninja Gaiden. I mean, absolutely. But I don't need it to be I don't want it to be a carbon copy. I would want it to be its own unique identity, and I feel like Ninja Style is doing that. Hey bro, thanks for the tip. I will do Underworld, but those enemies are tough. The fire wheel next to the big guy that licks a lot. Yeah. Which is why I would say just try to kill even one enemy. Like, it'll be a little slow to farm, but like just kill like the weak enemy or just kill like the first boss. You'll be in good shape. It'll be a huge level up. Even if it takes a while. Hey, can you show me the magic system in Nioh 2? Yeah, I can show you the magic tree. Let me get that out. So, Nioh 3's magic is something that's up for debate by a lot of the community. So, there's a lot of divided opinions about it. I'm reserving judgment at this time. I just see what it does. Like, truth be told, I don't have that much investment in Onmyo magic, but I can understand many other players do. So we will see. But magic is pretty much just supportive in nature, where you can like use buffs. Buff your weapon, for example. You can cast some spells. Various spells with varying degrees of power. Some are incredibly popular. So, for example, I actually use this one. Lightning Stop means I don't get inflicted with lightning. There's debuffs you can put on people. A very popular debuff is Sloth to just greatly slow an enemy down. A lot of these are also niche. This one's really cool. Shockwave Talisman basically transforms your ki pulse into a nice little damage boost. It's really good with certain weapons like Tonfa, for example. You got a lot of healing things. Barrier Talisman is very popular, so people don't have to worry too much about key management. What else? Protection's pretty popular, just nullify damage. Other ones that are really popular. Where's my fire familiars? The familiar talismans are immensely popular, even in endgame. Because you've just got little balls of fire, or little balls of lightning, or little balls of water, which can rapidly inflict the relevant status ailment and can help players rapidly boost their damage. These are like super popular. Other things include like Arch Yokai Talisman to help players get lots of anima. So it can be pretty wild. But I would say in terms of magic systems, it's not necessarily like you're casting spells in the same way you probably would expect other games to. It feels more just like certain buffs, but it's not like being a mage in this game doesn't really feel like being a mage in most games. This game's just like you've got a weapon, everything's centered around weapons, and then like everything's kind of supportive. Nioh 2 at least has the yokai abilities as an extra dimension, but it's a little different, unfortunately. The best magic system you've seen is Lord of the Fallen after the 2.0 update. Yeah, I'm sure those games are probably better with like the mage play. Nioh, not so much. Nioh's appeal to me anyway is just the weapon-based combat. Like, for me, the dimensions that Nioh 2 does really well are the weapons. I think weapon play is really fun. And then I think all the shifting stuff's really cool. But magic and ninjutsu are kind of like, for me, not as interesting. So in Nioh 3, it was a very pleasant surprise to see that the ninja style of play was like fucking awesome. And my personal wish, and I think a lot of other people's wish, is that the same thing for like ninja style could apply to like Onmyo mage style. I mean, that could be cool. Don't know how they do it, but it could be cool. Is it true that Nioh 3 has Sekiro Deflect? Yes. Yeah, it does. It functions similarly. It's but the game loop is not dependent upon that. It's a supportive tool. It's not an end-all be-all. So it's quite different. All right, let's see what other things I missed. I just hope they add the Switchglaive in its samurai style. Not sure how it would work in ninja style. And that's the thing. We'll just have to see. We will have to see. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to rework weapons. So far, it seems like they're splitting up existing weapons. So, like, for example, get this out. So, for example, it seems like they're splitting a few things up, like fists. So for fists, normally, on the talons in Nioh 3, they take beyond infinity. Right? And that's talents. But from the out of bounds footage I discovered, this gets limitless. So it's like separating some of the skills. Or even with dual swords, water sword is now a ninja style thing. Even moon shadow, so moon shadow as well. Which actually I think that's great for ninja style straight up. Right? Other moves, double-headed slice makes it into ninja style. I don't know what the but from out of bounds footage, I found some very unique things in samurai style. For example, so I'm just going to use the sword input to kind of talk about it. But it says L1 the moment before an enemy attacks. For samurai dual swords, what I discovered is that there seem to be plans for when you deflect, you get a free attack out of it. It's like deflecting cut. So it's like deflect and slice, like at the same time. I'm like, what? So you can probably, I'm guessing, like with your deflects, you can just like keep slicing, keep counterattacking. I'm like, damn son, I like that. But this is, truth be told, just speculation. I can't really confirm that. Right? I would love to, but I can't confirm anything at this time. But yeah, I'm optimistic. Yes, Wizard, my default mode to try to be wholesome. Yes. Let's see. Free ninjutsu is such a great way to keep up with the range. Hatchets and joyers will certainly like this change since hatchets is going to be for ninja style, right? Okay. It would be cool if there was a weapon that was a combination of Onmyo skills. Like one's moves an energy sword and energy fist or charged shot, and you can add elemental properties to them. It would be cool. I would love that. Could they add Onmyo for samurai style like ninja has ninjutsu? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how they're really gonna mess around with it. I don't know the skill tree. Because on the surface, it just seems like everything is ported into soul cores. And then you get your jutsu, which is like, but is alright, I guess, but I can understand the frustration from players who are like, wait, is my jutsu RNG now before I can use it? That's kind of freaky. And I can relate to that because I hated that for getting the skills, the arts of combat. It was like a pain in the ass. I hated that. Like, I hate the, like, minimize RNG for gameplay elements like that. Feel free to go crazy with the build stuff. That's fine. But, like, I don't want to have to, like, depend on RNG to, like, be able to unlock something. So that's just my personal stance on it. Right, like, I don't... Exactly, Wizard. I don't want to be, like, I don't want gatekeeping for certain skills. Let it be something I can earn. With all my misgivings about the proficiency system for Nioh 2, at least players could earn things. And it's like, okay, it's not really as much of a random grind. It's like, if I keep using this shit, I'll eventually get it. So it's not as stressful. Ninja Gaiden had a scythe weapon, which gives me an idea of how it'll work in ninja style. Right, the Eclipse Scythe. Oh, I'm so excited to see what's possible. And I'm also scared to see what's going to happen from enemies. Can you imagine the equivalent of Ryu Hayabusa in Nioh 3? With aerial combat gonna be a thing. Ugh, that's gonna be stressful. Hear me out, Onmyo style? Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. I don't know if they'll do it. I think they're already testing samurai and ninja style, and then maybe they'll do an Onmyo style in the future. Or maybe they'll have like an MMO where people can decide if they want to go samurai style or ninja style or a hybrid or a shiftling or a mage. Who knows? Team Ninja's MMO. You heard it here. There was World of Warcraft, now there's World of Nioh. No gaki style. Get out. Get out. No. But okay, one thing I want to do. All right, I'm gonna boot up some comments from chat, actually, or not from chat, but from my post yesterday, in case you guys hadn't seen it. So give me a moment. All right, you guys should be able to see pretty much everything. Okay. So let's see. Like, and I just want to like, I'm bringing this up so we can just discuss some things in case you like, you feel the need to. Okay. Cool. Staple porn voice acting? Bro, what? Old format was great. Okay. Fine. All right, I believe a good place to start would be an onboarding series for a more casual audience, since there will be many more casual eyes on the game for the first month to 6 weeks, while they're completing their first and maybe only playthrough. So maybe, for example, this series could look like Samurai Style Overview, Ninja Style Overview, Soul Core Overview, Element Overview, etc. So anything like, okay, kind of basic. Alright, so like the super simple like base mechanics. Seems like I think for this I will try to get inspiration from Team Ninja's own tutorials. And whatever I think is lacking or a confusing experience, I think that's one here, let me blow this up. I think I'm thinking when it comes to this, I will focus on trying to really hit that simple realm. So these are like very simple things, like how to, like, I'll probably make like a video of like how to get the most out of your samurai style, right? How to get the most use out of arts proficiency or arts gauge. What are some things you can really do to make it work really well? Or here's like a really cool like thing you could do to keep your power up in samurai style. So for example, when arts proficiency is activated, I would recommend people, like if they are dealing with a helpless enemy and want to take full advantage of it, what they could do is then learn how to flux into a frost moon attack, and then chain another skill, and then flux into a frost moon attack, right? And so then they can keep, and then I could show like a clip of, say, Odachi doing like moonlit snow consecutively, right? And that can just be, and it can feel kind of rigged. So like that little helpful, powerful tip I think could help players. Or something similar with like ninja style, you know, using a lot of aerial combat to avoid all sorts of things, or like a mid-air dodge, or really understanding like the flow of that. Those are some types of things I would consider. So what do you guys think? You guys think that's a reasonable plan? Hey Gershawn, hope you're doing well. Okay, obviously make a video about the base combat system, but then make a video about mastering it, like habits you should get into, the right mindset, what situations to utilize things, basically tutorial plus, right? And I think, and I would certainly do that. If I think I would have like a beginner series, right? Like here, like you just play the game, here's some like beginner tips that you'll want to know. And then of course like have like like level 1 for samurai style, level 2, and then like level 3. It'd be like beginner, intermediate, advanced, right? But I think for the first playthrough, people would probably just need like very beginner things. Or like a quick little tip to like entice someone to be more curious about advanced things. So like, for example, for the elements, right? I can talk about like, here are the main elements. Here's even confusion. Here's how to apply confusion. Then like the next video related to elements could be about like how to prolong confusion. And not only how to prolong confusion, but like when to use it for maximum effect against yokai. Right? Like it's prolonging confusion against humans is great when they're low on ki. Doing it against yokai when they're out of ki can help you then get them all the way down to 0 maximum ki to like get through a grapple. Right. So that's quite a, I think like that would be something I could make a video for. Right mindset, what situation utilize things, yeah. A random idea for Nioh 3. Instead of a single 2k hours video, maybe do one every 100 hours or so to see your progression of mastery. That's unless you just master the horror game at the start. I won't be able to master everything at the start. That's just not possible. And the reason for that is the DLCs won't be out. So and there will be greater complexity when it comes to that. I also think making videos to emphasize that the way you play Nioh is not the way you play Dark Souls, which is still a thing people believe. I think that's a good point. And I think for me, rather than tell people, hey, it's different from Dark Souls, I'm just gonna like show them how it can be different. I think it's I personally okay if someone wants to like play Nioh like Dark Souls, like go ahead, like go for it. But I mean that's their right if they want to play it that way. But I want to introduce them to a different way of playing altogether. So if they are hungry for more, I'm like, here you go, have more. So I think I could just like, I could like tease them with like, here's like a different, here's like an upgraded way of playing or something like that. Right. And so I'm sure you guys would know, like even in my, say, samurai style overview, that's why I would tease something like, oh, hey, like, yeah, you got arts proficiency. Yeah, you use it until like your ki runs out or something. But I'd be like, hey, did you know that what you can do with arts proficiency is flux into Frost Moon and then get your ki back and effectively have infinite ki during the duration of it and keep chaining it and have more power. Like, whew, that can be pretty spicy. Right? So I introduce people to that. And I'm like, if you want to learn, like, here's... And so even though I would make like a basic video, I'm still going to put something in that's like, yeah, at least get someone curious about like, hey, there's something more I could do if I wanted to. And then it's up to them to decide if that's what they want to do or if they really want to get more out of Nioh or if they just want to be one and done. And they're right. And they can do that. So that's like something I would do for that. Like, when I make these videos, I'm not going to sacrifice like my personal style of gameplay. I'm not going to like dumb down my gameplay. I'll be informative, but like, of course I'm going to play the way that I enjoy the most. Okay, make a guide for things that are simple first, like how to switch styles effectively, and then get into the advanced things, rather than what you did with the weapon guides in Nioh 2. Could you elaborate on that, Gershawn? What you mean? What I did with the weapon guides? Like, what's the difference? What are the things you felt like were lacking in my weapon guides? I'd love to know. All right, so Wilder, you're suggesting episode 1, all systems overview. Episode 2, base combat mechanics. Episode 3, how to use and master base weapon mechanics. Or base combat mechanics. In-depth tutorial Episode 5, how to increase gaki spawn rates. Get out of here. Get out. Fuck you, dude. Get out of here. Video showing you playing dumb like a Souls game and then comparing to Nioh style. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'll just like showcase some really cool stuff and be like, here's how you can do it. Like usually I will, here's what I'm going to do. For example, for even my samurai style. All right. I will try to showcase in the very beginning some really kick-ass play with samurai style. 100%. Something that people will be like, dude, I haven't seen this shit. Like, for example, I would show, like, hey, I can just keep arts proficiency up. You do, like, a bunch of deflects and shit with some weapon, and then, like, a yokai's out of key, like, some difficult enemy, like Blood Edge Demon, and then you could see me just, like, going batshit insane with a whole bunch of moves. With, like, the sword, I do, like, Flowing Shadow, Chain Skill over and over again, Frost Moon, like, dodge and shit like that, right? So I'm basically showing off, like you're saying, in the intro of the video. And then people will be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Right? And then I can start. So once that curiosity has been introduced, then I can be like, here's how you can get to that. So here's like, let's just focus on beginner stuff. These are the important things. And then have another part of the video, like another video, more like at a higher, I guess, difficulty. Right? And then from there, like, I can keep pushing it. So I would upfront show really good gameplay I think would be good to see. And then once people are curious, then slowly, like, be like, oh, now you're hungry for this? Okay, here's some of your food. Make sure you digest this meal purposely. And then once they're hungry for more, give them another meal. A more comprehensive meal, and then just like slowly build it up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, so Birshan, for example, the thing you did that with the weapon guides is that you showed people what the weapon pros and cons were, but then you immediately started to get into the combo and advanced gameplay. So are you saying it was just like too sudden of a jump? So it's like, here's the basics and all right, time to master it, and not like a smooth sort of transition? There needs to be a Jack Chaos secret boss. Okay. Let me jot down something that I'm going to do for my videos. Okay. All right, tutorial videos. Show needs strong gameplay hook. Okay. Yeah, I think showing what is possible makes it so much more interesting to see and try to study personally. That really motivates me to try to learn. Okay, so yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll make sure that my video like introductions will showcase something more interesting, like actual legit interesting. Okay, I can do that. Right, because I think if someone can see like, holy shit, gameplay can be played like this in the first 6 months or 6 weeks, be like, bruh, how? No one else does that. I want to learn this. That's so cool. Then yeah, that'll be great. All right, yeah, like maybe show them the basics of the weapon, but then one by one build on the advanced stuff, because not everyone's going to go straight into the combo stuff, especially if it's their first playthrough. Fair. So I think then one thing I need to figure out is how I can provide a more streamlined instruction to someone who knows nothing about a weapon and how to use it towards eventually becoming very good at it. Right. So let's see. About weapon guides, there should be multiple parts. The first one you show basic combos, and the next part's going deeper. Like you showing me how arts proficiency could be used in the alpha and made me immediately want to try and see what I can do with it. Yeah, perfect. Okay. That gives me like an idea of something I could have done when the alpha was out. So what I could have done to be more instructional is like showcase that arts proficiency, like I could keep chaining it. Oh, but that'd be difficult. That'd be difficult. That'd be difficult without like a training ground dojo. Shit, yeah. But basically what I could do is like showcase the theory behind, say, arts proficiency, like in the dojo. And then show it a practical application against an enemy like I did in one of my clips. Or like even against the boss, right? Like especially against the boss. I think that's when it becomes more powerful. It's like, oh shit, this like actually works. So okay, I want to discuss the weapon guide stuff because I think that's going to be really important since Gershan did highlight like a weakness of my guides. So multiple parts. We could start off with basic combos. So I guess my curiosity is going to be what is more basic combo? Like what's basic? Like how basic are we talking? Because basic could just be like morning moon, right? Like I don't think that's not basic, but I want to know the definitions of what basics are to you guys. Because a basic thing to me would be like, let's see, what would be a very basic maneuver against this guy? It'd be like, all right, I need to run and break his horn, right? Or one thing I could like encourage would be like, here, do a swallow's wing into true and through. Literally a few moves you can string together for a combo, something that when people want to pick up a new weapon, they have something to practice instantly without knowing all the moves. For a newbie to Nioh 3, a video you release early after release, or next parts you go in deeper. Let's see. I think then I'd have to brainstorm something basic. I guess basic would... I think for me, basic would have to be boring in my head. So, flowing, shadow... Oh, like, okay, here's an example of very basic combo. Have him flash. Okay. It could be okay. So I think instead of basic, it could be simple. Okay, so I think basic combo. I think what I'm noticing for basic combos. Let me figure out what I think is a basic. Okay, I think. I think what I'm thinking about for basic is basically like 3 moves strung together. I think that's gonna be my metric. Yeah. You're right, this isn't basic. Crap, your idea of basic, think of fuck, as a first time player, yeah, you're right. Okay. So then intermediate would be 3 moves. Hits. Okay, so in your opinion, so I want your honest opinions here. I'm gonna do, you tell me if you think this is basic, intermediate, or advanced. Oh shit, it's already more than... I just realized it's more than that. I'm like piercing rain into a stance switch. There's no way this is not basic. Oh, no. That's not basic at all. Shit. Oh no. Okay. Oh no, that means I can't switch stances, son of a bitch. This is 0% basic. Requires me to understand switching stances. Hits. Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Okay, I can't. So basically, I have to remove. So when we're talking about basic, I need to remove. So all I have is that single stance. Yeah, just that stance. No flux. Flux is starting to go intermediate. Fuck. Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. This is going to be tough. Is Susanoo a good build option for depths? Yes. Is there a better option? Susanoo is the most reliable and one of the safest options. Other people like to pair other graces with Susanoo. They'll use 6 pieces of Susanoo with like 7-piece Magatsui or Amino Uzume or like anything else. Okay. Let's see. Okay, same stance option. Open flash. Is that it too advanced? Okay, heaven flash. Okay, that's probably a little much. Haven't flashed into... Oh no, yeah, I think it might be too much. Oh, this feels so weird. Stance switching is okay. I think talk about a few key best skills and how to combo them simply. Yeah, I can't even do dash attacks. Dash attacks are complicated. And switching is okay. I think talk about how to combo them simply. Yeah, I can't do pre-shifting. Parrying is out the question. Yeah, I can't even do that. I can't do half quick draws. Spirit stuff combo, like yokai abilities? Yeah, I can show you. Stuff like that. That's advanced. I know that's advanced. I'm way too comfortable with this. Yeah, I need to figure out basic videos. I think I'm not going to try to go too basic. Basic for me is like using 4 different skills and sometimes spamming some skills. Probably because I'm still a beginner. Well, then I definitely want your input. So you tell me, is what I'm about to show you going to be advanced? I'm just in low stance. Actually, idea, I could always showcase this one. Yeah, okay, idea. So that people can get a little bit more use out of their abilities. I remember one of the awkward ones is like Sword Key. Like, Sword Key has a rather long starting animation, right? And like, I don't usually expect people to just like use Sword Key like aggressively. But what I can say is, hey, here's a cool sequence. So I think what I will do I don't think I'll call it basic combos. I think I'll start it with like, there'll be like starter combos, right? Keep in mind, people have no idea what's going on the screen. So you need to show text and show the skill video of each move. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Okay, let me write that down though. That's a wonderful idea. Okay. Weapon guides. When I showcase the skill, make sure include the footage and the in-game footage of it. Okay. Got it. Right, if I just say, hey, here's some combos, and people are like, what the fuck did you just do? So what I'll do is here's what I'm thinking of doing. I could like showcase a combo string, right? So it could be like Heaven Flash into Sword Key, into Sword of Celerity. Like I show that and be like, let's slow this down. Let's break it down. What did I do? Here's one here. Right? Here's one thing here. And then I show the video, and then like layered in is this one, and then people can see like the button that I pressed. Like I would actually like visibly write it out. Or I could say you can assign this skill to whichever slot, and then basically have like a little sequence. I remember watching your Nioh 2 weapon guides, and it was before I actually started using the weapon. I had no idea which skill you were using. Oops. Right, so like for my video then, let's say, so I could just start, so I'm gonna kind of just talk you through the idea I have, which is basically, all right, I'm gonna start this. Let's just pretend that was the sequence, right? That I had. Actually, let's do the super crazy shit. Right, so one thing what I could do, part one, is just showcase the combo string. Part two, break it down what the combo string that was used, just so people can understand, okay, move one was done, then move two was done, then move three is done, right? And then, as is being suggested in chat, maybe then I could talk about why I use those moves. That could help. And I need to make sure to keep this limited, because for a basic string, I think for a basic video, I don't want to go too much in depth with that. Because talking about, like I would just want to show people what I did and how I did it. But for people who are like... Okay, so imagine the video. I could show like some sword gameplay, right? And if it's gonna be basic, I'm not gonna give out too much. Like I would give things that I could consider to be effective. So effective for like damage, effective for key damage, like some situations, like situation 1, 2, and 3 maybe. All right. So it's like, here's a simple damage combo. Here's a starter damage combo. Right? Like as we were saying, many people just like to spam EI quick draw in the depths, right? So, of course, one concern could be like, hey, like that seems risky, right? So it could be like, hey, you're fighting a human enemy, when's a good point to like deal with it? Be like, alright, what you could do after you knock them out of key. Not good there. Get them out of key, 1, 2, something like that. Like, be like, hey, now's a great time to use this. I mean, something like that. I agree with you, Wizard. I think the territory that is being discussed is a little beyond basic use. Right. I think that the depth about why I use that move is more appropriate for a more like advanced video. Right. So I think just equipping people with like, here's some simple things you can use, or here's like 2-3 combos you can use for the sword to make it ridiculously effective. Right. Just like, here, try this out. If I want to include a little bit of the wide that I can, but I don't want to get too in depth. Going in depth is something I think is more appropriate for intermediate and advanced videos. Nioh has a thing that becomes somewhat of a problem. You need better use and skill of your weapon when you got not such good gear, but you can really overpower the game with gear. Yeah, people absolutely can do that. They totally can do that. If that's what they want, that's what they want. But yeah, I think for like the early weapon guides, I think it would. So here's, let me like dial back a little bit. I want to just show, hey, here's some of the things a weapon can do, and have like some cool sick montage. Like when you're just starting out, try using these abilities. So like, here's a really powerful damage dealer. Here's a really powerful damage dealer. All right, here's like a good way to do key damage, and then showcase some skills with key damage, right? Like just super simple things like that. Like here's like here's one of your strongest damage moves. Takes a bit of time, but did you know you can actually chain it back to back? With like EI quick draw, for example. And then like I could showcase a quick little montage. Right? And then I'm like, but if you want to learn how to take this weapon to the next level and do combos such as these, check out this video. And like, here are some sample combos that you can use to make certain abilities or certain things more effective. Hello, are we brainstorming our video series? Yes. So I think like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. People find a new weapon, alt tap search YouTube for a guide, and have a short video to learn the key moves and how string short combos they can practice. I actually agree with you, Wizard. I think that's what I want to do. Right, and that's for like the intro basic video, like starter video. Like, I was like, just a starter guide. Your sword, Nioh 3 sword starter guide. Here's what you need to start. Sword can do X, Y, or Z things. Here's its strengths. Here's some of its weaknesses. And here's how to be able to do some good damage with it, some good key damage with it. And here's some little extra things you may not know about it. You need a quick damage dealer sequence. Try using this ability in this situation. Right? And here's like a sample of that. That's what I'm thinking. For just like, here's how to like, if I just had, basically the goal is if I just had this video, would it give me enough but not too much information for me to handle playthrough 1? Like, that's the goal. It's just like someone, I think I'm going to try to make. Right, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, let me write this down. Yeah, Shadow, I actually am going through that right now. So I know you, when you commented you're a Shadow, but here you're Violet Velvet. So the whole samurai style, ninja style, soul core overview, that's kind of stuff I'm talking about right now. So right now it's kind of like an overview for the weapons is one thing that I'm diving into. Okay, so beginner videos, or I'm going to call them beginner / starter. So it'll be about base move set, general pros and cons. Pros and cons for, let's see, for base moveset. Babe moveset, martial, I guess they call it now martial arts. Or martial skills, I don't know. Martial arts, whatever. Right. And talk about the pros and cons of each. I could talk about like damage dealers, key damage dealer, some special properties, some like unique special properties. Okay, so I gotta leave. I still think it'd be awesome to see YouTube shorts advertising each of the weapons, like why you should main sword. Why should you use? Okay, let me write that down. Why you should use X weapon. Okay. Yeah, I can try that. Alright. Okay. So Dark Vontae. Okay. I think a video going over the UI elements. The UI elements, icons, and menus and stuff would be really helpful, considering that Nioh 2 gives you all the information you'll ever need, but it's not always clear. Actually, you could do a test run of that series with Nioh 2 weapons. Yeah, I could. Yeah, the shorts would probably be flashy montages. Exactly. Yeah, I'd be like, here's some cool... Did you know, like, yeah. Testing the style in Nioh 2 would be good, but I don't want people to steal it. I'm gonna brag. I'm gonna totally brag about this. How many people do you think you can replicate my shit? How many people do you think not only can replicate my gameplay? How many of those people who can replicate my gameplay, how many actually will put that on YouTube? Those are my questions. I'm pretty sure it's very, very small segment of people. The thing with, in my experience, I mean, the idea and the format for basic guide videos other Nioh content creators be watching, go ahead. For me, my selling point is not going to be about the fucking format. It's going to be the quality of the video. It's going to be the quality of the video and who it's coming from. Very, very long-term things. By all means, if someone wants to make a better video idea than me, go for it. I'd be more than happy to learn from him. I personally actually prefer Last Overload's videos over mine. I like his formatting. I think it's fucking fantastic. I actually recommend people watch his shit over mine sometimes. You know how many times I've tried to promote the guy? I've tried to promote the guy, and I still get people saying, yeah, but we'd rather have you make it. I've had that. So I'm like, even if I lose popularity, good. It means my style of stuff is becoming more popular. That's a win for me. Like, I'm not like, I'm fine with it. But realistically speaking, I don't expect anyone to do that. Because here's the thing. No matter what Nioh content creator will exist, they will never ever make the videos in the style that like I make it. Ever. Because I will have my own unique spin to it. I'm not like... It's... If people try to copy me, they're also neglecting their own biggest strengths, which is their own unique input. They'll be able, if they put their personality, heart, and soul into it, and they'll do it the way that they like and that they're happy with, it's going to be different than mine. I would be happy to inspire other creators. Great! And I'm sure people will come with out with basic guides of how to use weapons. I'm sure some people will. But guess what? Are they going to have intermediate stuff? I don't think so. Are they going to have advanced stuff? Are they going to have long-term stuff related to the series? Nah, I doubt it. So I'm like not even remotely threatened. Plus, I'm planning this stuff out fucking 6, 7 months in advance. Bro, half a year in advance. I'm alpha testing this shit with you guys, talking to you about it, this guy. How many other people do you know even do that? Right? So I'm like not even remotely worried. I'm not worried. And I'm okay even if I lose ground. I'm like, if other people are making higher quality shit than me, great. If anything, I need to make better quality stuff. That's awesome. That's the type of competition I want anyway. I want when I think of competition, I want it to be stuff that's inspirational. Part of the reason I made combo mads and like try to help people learn how to play like kind of the way that I do and is in the hopes that people can get better than me. There's nothing more fun to me in Nioh than learning new shit I never thought of before. That like blows my mind. So for me to lift someone up so that they could do that is fucking awesome. By all means, please. More people like that. I get to learn stuff. Like, it kind of gets boring for me to like be like, all right, this is like the same gameplay loop over again for me. Like, nah, I wanna be a student sometimes, bro. So it's awesome for me to see players like Last to Load do something really fucking cool. In the same way, I'm sure it is for you guys to be like, holy shit, he did something cool. Or I did something cool. So that's just my little rant about that. But realistically speaking, I don't think anyone's gonna have like a super flashy montage of like sword gameplay at first. So I'm like, here's why you should use sword, right? And then I just have like 5-10 seconds of like some kick-ass combos against like crazy bosses, maybe like zero key combos or some shit, and people are like, what the actual fuck did I just watch? Basically, like mini versions of the 2,000 hours of Nioh 2 video just like put in to like, here's how to use these weapons. I think that would be pretty spicy. But in order for that type of video to be created, it has to be from a great player. The only reason I'm worried is because you said you won't do the icky mainstream stuff, correct? The only way you lose out is if you don't pump out some videos at release. Well, yeah, then that's my responsibility. If I fail because I didn't do my job, then that's on me. There are also a couple of Japanese Nioh streamers worth watching. Yeah, I can think of 2 of them off the top of my head. White Goat and Black Boss. Easily. But guess what? Even though they're really great at the game, how many guides have you seen from them? If I remember correctly, I haven't seen a single guide from them. Not a single one. Could be wrong, but I haven't seen a single one. So all I gotta do is make high quality videos on release. And right now I am planning how to do that well in advance. So that when Nioh 3 comes out, I am fucking prepared to be like, all right, I know exactly how I want to format the video. I know what type of footage I want to make in it that will make me be like, yeah, this is a good guide. This is an upgrade. Yeah. White Goat and Black Boss are great players. And like, you know, they've done a lot of cool shit like item cancels, but like, frankly, I don't really like item cancels aren't really that interesting to me. I like the yokai play more. Like, they do evasion cancels. I'm like, I can do that, but like, I don't really want to. Exactly, Wizard. We'll have dozens of ready-to-go videos by release. That's the idea. So that like, even as I'm live streaming, I'm like, oh, I see a clippable moment that I think can be used to instruct people right away. This is not the same thing as like the Nioh 3 Academy, because that, like, just straight up, the full scope of the Nioh 3 Academy is a very long-term project. It's a very long-term project, especially the intermediate and advanced guides. I'm not going to be focusing on that even in the first month or 6 weeks. It's going to take me a lot, like, I'm just gonna be digesting the game and trying to understand and learn it and master it. But in terms of like gameplay basics, I'm like, dude, I already got that down from like Nioh 1 and Nioh 2. There'll be some adaptation in Nioh 3, but I can learn it pretty fast. Like, it won't be that bad. And for gameplay clips to make it look super flashy, I'm like I could spend like a good 30 minutes to an hour getting like really good clips. It won't be that difficult. I mean, shit. Think of it like, I'm bragging once again, but like, I'm pretty active about talking to you guys while I'm doing complicated shit on stream. Alright, like, I read chat, I multitask quite a lot, and I'm still able to play pretty well. So, imagine me having 100% focus on just doing something cool. And then, surprise, surprise, you get videos like what 2,000 hours of Nioh 2 looks like. So, I have that going for me, which is nice. Do they use quick change scroll? I don't think they do. Usually those two streamers, when I've seen them play, they go like pretty crazy with the Stone of Penance. I've seen them do level 1 runs. They do all sorts of challenges that I'm not interested in doing myself. You already have tons of clippable moments from the alpha demo, just gotta find it and save it for later when you want to add it into a video at release. Yes, in many ways, yes. But I'm not going to rely on the alpha demo footage anymore. I considered that. But one issue I have with all of my alpha demo footage is that the quality, like visual quality, is kind of low. And that's because when I'm streaming it, like if you guys probably are watching my stream right now, the encoding I should be giving you guys is AV1, which is like supreme quality. So Nioh 2 right now should be looking pretty clean. Even when I'm streaming it, it shouldn't really be that blurry when some effects come on stream. So, I want to upgrade the quality of that. Yeah, my stream should look like clean. Like, even when I'm going to be doing, say, a combo. Like, right now, you tell me if it's blurry. What bitrate am I using in resolution? I'm streaming at 1080p. I'm streaming at 1080p. So yeah, that should have looked pretty clean. What bitrate? The recommended bitrate from YouTube. Okay, so check Water Sword. Does it look blurry? That shouldn't really look too blurry. Right, even with all the effects and shit happening on screen. If it does, then that's a problem. But I'm streaming at AV1. Right? Yes, my alpha demo footage live stream is much worse. It's at the AVC encoder. And some of that is also because YouTube will compress it after the fact. So you should notice in some of my like upcoming footage that it's getting a better encoder and stuff like that. So like what I do after this stream is done is I will open my live stream right away and it will give me the super good encoding so it looks like the quality you're looking at right now. So then it'll look a lot clearer. Then I can capture the footage and then I can start editing that. So that's like one thing I learned to do as well. So just bear that in mind. Yeah, like my alpha demo footage, when there's like certain effects, it's like, bruh, it's fuzzy as fuck. So yeah, that's one thing I'll be adjusting as well. Okay, let's see if I missed anything from chat so far. But right, so my idea is within the next several months, I'm going to try to find my stride when it comes to creating certain types of videos. And obviously it's not going to be the same thing as Nioh 3, but like, because when it's Nioh 3 time, I'm really going to crunch. But I'm trying to build up to that. And for the first month or so, what I will be doing is basically like, I think when I'm playing Nioh 3, I'm actually going to take a little bit more of a chill approach to it, which not like try to rush content out, as opposed to making some quality things. So early on, just from like my early streams, I will try to like clip moments from the stream, kind of like I did with today's video about directional inputs, and then yeah, make it like a teachable moment. Like, hey, try this for Nioh 3. Like someone will ask me a question, so it'll be interactive, and then I can like clip it, and then people can watch that. And then once I have enough of like a catalog of that for like a week, then I can start like really incorporating some of the more basic guides. So I think that should help. That's kind of what my thinking is at this time. Okay, let me get back to some of the comments. Okay. Okay, definitely like the focus on teaching people how to learn and demonstrating the process that Nioh Academy 2 has. Or the brain streaming stream earlier, but if you want to try something similar with Nioh 3, I think a more edited demonstration of the lesson before the playthrough segment, where you introduce it, could do better with engaging new players. I agree. I agree with this entirely. On reflection, one of the weaknesses with my Nioh 2 Academy was that just like shit was really jumbled. So it was like I was trying to combine too much at once, like on the fly. So it didn't really have a proper flow. So I would segment things out. It could be a lot more intentional, as opposed to like, oh, now's a good time to learn item cancels because we can do it. Which is helpful, but like, that's also tricky. I think I could have adjusted that, so I agree. Okay. And then Maid was here, but he was talking about this quite in depth. I think it would be a good idea to make a single crowd to go over the bare essentials like keep pulsing, burst countering, and how stats aren't permanent or as scary to decide on as in most Souls-like. Stuff like that to help players know what and what not to worry about, while also being a good video to go back to when you forget controls. Then from there, you can have more detailed and descriptive videos aimed more toward the crowd that already wants to learn, and you can make some videos that are tailored for people who are stuck and just need help getting past bosses. I think this is excellent. Basically people will view this as a Souls-like. And I want to help them understand why this game can be different. And that if they want to, they can certainly play it like that, but here's some other things you could work with. But the common concerns for anyone like myself who came into Nioh was just like, oh shit, how much do core stats matter? Like, this is build definitive, I gotta build in a certain way. And it's like, no, not really. So dispelling common myths, I think, will be another type of video. Right. Okay. Right, and so I think I can make it very clear that with my channel, for example, that builds are absolutely effective, but my channel is not going to be focused on that as opposed to this whole other dimension of play. Right. I think that's what I would want to do. I'm curious if anyone posted anything new. Oh, perfect. Oh, what do you know, El Nombre? Let's see your comment. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate that. Okay. I can only speak for myself, but this is what I would appreciate in a video about how to get better at Nioh. When I started at Nioh 1, this is how I would fight the standard Yoki. Wait for it to do an attack, dash in mid stance and get like 2-3 hits, dash away and wait for their next attack, and keep doing that until it's over. It was super boring to do it that way. Now I'll do this, this, and this. I learned over time. So what I would love to see personally is bridging that gap somehow. How to go from passive to what I do. Okay. Okay, yeah. Looks like what we've talked about. About, like, having that starter series and then, like, slowly building up over time. Having a very, very clear, like, systematic way to learn. Yeah, I think that's what it would be for like a more. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Okay. You went to find out how to cook eggs, sat through an in-depth guide how to make a 5-star full course meal, and in the end didn't even learn how to cook the eggs. Yeah, that doesn't seem helpful. But yeah, I with the videos that I'm releasing, let me actually showcase like some of the videos I'm releasing, and they're all just tests. I'm just testing things out. The viewership is, I'm less interested in the views as I am generally the feedback from you guys. What skills? The Frostmoon mechanic seems super powerful. I really enjoyed using it in the demo, so I think a video on that is a must. Oh yeah, absolutely. What skills do you think will improve the replayability with the dual swords? Oh yeah, the Frostmoon thing, 100% obvious. I'm definitely making a video on that. The replayability of dual swords for Nioh 2 or Nioh 3? In 3, it's too early to tell because we just don't have a full move set. But I think skills like deflecting cut for the dual swords will certainly help it feel a lot more fun. Yeah, I wish I had Frostmoon, that'd be so fun. Gosh, I hope Raijin gets a buff. It's too early for me to tell how to make dual swords replayable. Oh, what skills do I think will improve it? Oh, you're actually need... Oh shit. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood the question. You're asking me what I would put in as opposed to what's in the game. For dual swords, honestly, like, I think just looking... A lot of skills from Ninja Gaiden's dual swords would be great, to be perfectly honest. I think for existing dual swords, just the fact that we have, like, I can't believe this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parries is a little irritating. Like, come on. 4 competing parries? Are you serious? Right, like, that's really irritating. So it's like, dude, put like actual skills that some of the cool dual swords users will actually use. Like Tokichiro has like a really, really sick Raijin, right? Like I enjoyed that. Yes, Tokichiro has a really cool dual swords moveset, but we just like do not get to use it. Devs probably got tired of thinking of new abilities, so they thought of 6 parries. Oh yes, 3 out of 4 parries. Let me do. I have to do all 4. Disrespected. Okay. Let's see. What did I miss? Can your first video be, assuming we get changes, be something like changes from the demo to the full game? Maybe. I think other things that we'll talk about might be like changes that happen throughout the game, like as they put in patches. Some like I'm sure there'll be issues that come up when the game releases that will need to be patched. Whether it be like hitbox things, so gameplay related things, I'll make patch notes and talk about it. Those are like easy. Those are like easy like views. For dual swords, I really want like more offensive things. Like stuff like Spinning Dragon was great. If you play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black and you just take a look at the dual swords, that just shows you like just how fucking awesome dual swords could be. Even dual swords in Rise of the Ronin are fantastic. So having that would be awesome. Oh my god, I'm already bored of this. I can't do much with dual swords. It's repetitive so fast. Holy shit. I think Nioh is the only game where I played where dual wielding swords is defensive. I know, it's so bizarre. Oh. Contrast that to sword. You can parry yokai in 3, yeah. Deflect basically allows me to do that. Deflect, you can deflect like just about any attack, but stuff like bolting bore is limited. The rush attack is terrible in your opinion? I know. Random slice is rough. I like Wild Spear more. Fatal Thrust is cooler too. The skill expansion mod at least allows like a Sign of the Cross after, but it's just not a fun ability to use without it. Anyway, now I'm just showing off. Oh, but yeah. Alright, so it looks like I got a lot of good information from you guys when it comes to what I can include. But yeah, and super good to see you, by the way. And it's just nice to see you. But yeah, it looks like I got a lot of good information from you guys when it comes to what I can do to upgrade the content that we have. And then also that coupled with the controller information can really help. Because if I can understand what you guys prefer, I can obviously make content you guys like. Because one major thing to remember is that, and this is just me speaking to you guys, the truth is the people who are most important to me aren't the mainstream. Mainstream, great, sure, obviously people are important. But like, it's you guys, my regular viewers, who are very well-meaning and are like really interested in obviously supporting my channel in various ways. But like, you guys are just good people. I'm gonna make content for you guys. It wasn't mainstream who supported me getting a fucking PS5. It was you guys. You guys are the reason I was able to play the Nioh 3 Alpha. I'm giving back to you guys very specifically, which is why I want your input. I want input from people on my channel. I want to understand what I can do to make things better for you guys. Which is why I make these streams in the first place. And I'm grateful that like, bro, I haven't actually like played Nioh 2 today. So let me like actually play it now. But which is why I'm so grateful that even though I didn't really play any Nioh today, like I'll play it now. But you guys like showed up and we just chatted about what we can do for something that won't happen for another 6 months. Like, I'm personally very touched by that, so thank you guys. Kama Itachi? I want Kama Itachi. Sure, and Nenra, why the hell not? No Gaki's here. Minus that. Okay, what if we have an extra ultimate that lets you charge up and it changes a few weapon abilities into boss versions? Yes. Yes, wizard. I would love that. Oh my fucking god. I would love that. I would so fucking... I want that. That is what I want. I want that. We're helping you make better content for us, kind of selfish. Is it though? Is it truly selfish? Think about it. You guys are going out of your way to help me, paying me fucking money, literally, to go buy a PS5. It's a mutual relationship. I'm still gonna be grateful. Hey, if your selfish interests are helping me blow up in terms of popularity, yeah, that works. That'd be great. I don't consider that selfish. You're helping me out. It's not like you guys are giving lots and lots of things and hoping I do something with it. I'm like, hey, like, come on, seriously, Wizard. If this is your definition of selfish, you're like, hey, man, I care more about your channel blowing up than I do with my own business. So I'm gonna do anything and everything I can to help you out so goddamn much. And by the way, I get some guides. Obviously I want guides out of it. I'm like, that's so reasonable. That's like so fucking reasonable. I'm like, if anything, I think that's a good type of selfish. Right? I'm like, yeah, that's a fantastic trade. I'm like, bruh, okay, cool. Make it easier for me to do what I enjoy doing? Yeah, fuck yeah. I see nothing wrong with that. It's not evil. Just because, and I'm going to say this, just because people want something for ourselves, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You know, obviously, like, if you were selfish, you'd be like, look, I'll tell you what would be selfish, okay? It'd be like, hey, man, make my content for me and do it because I asked you to. I've had people say that. And I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? Like, I've had one guy, and I don't think he was trying to be selfish, but just to give you an idea, he's like, hey man, can you make like comprehensive guides for this game? And I'm like, that's a huge time commitment. What do I get out of it? Not willing to like give anything to help. So I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, honestly, what's in it for me? So you guys have provided so much to me. I'm like, of course I'm gonna give back. And thank you guys so much for your compliments. I appreciate it. So yeah, if this is your version of selfishness, just be selfish, bro. You pop into my streams, give me great feedback to help me create great content. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'm good with that. I wish Nioh 3 gave us more options with weapons instead of locking abilities to certain specific modes. One unique expansion would be some ability to give us different weapon swap skills. Oh, I'd love that. I love that too. Imagine more weapon swap options based on stance. Hell yeah. Yeah, you're still a human, even if you weren't some mainstream or famous. You still deserve some love from people that really like you and your content. Yeah, exactly. And this is just something personal for me. Like, I used to feel guilty about asking for things, about wanting certain things, because I was conditioned to think that way growing up due to some abuse from my childhood abuse. It was just eventually I started to feel like I can't ask for things. I don't deserve some things. And I only really started to realize that was in my head once I tried to be like, hey, what if I go for something I really want? And then all of a sudden my brain would be like, insert every fucked up thing imaginable. And then here's the interesting thing too, Wizard, is that like, if say Cass thought the same way as I was, I'd be like, nah, Cass, like, you want what you want. You're not doing anything harmful. And I'm like, wait a minute, but I think I'm doing something harmful when I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, this is some... I don't agree with it in principle happening to somebody else that I care about, of course. But I have that bias against myself. I'm like, shit, I think this isn't something that I want. This is something that was put on to me. So then I started to challenge that like over the last few years. And it's just helped me find a lot more peace, be a lot happier, and help a lot of other people too. So I don't know if that's something you can relate to, but that's something that's happened with me. Right, it's hard to apply to yourself because it feels wrong on some level. And it's almost like this, for me, it's been like an extra thing of vulnerability to be like, here's what I want now, and I'm scared of getting it rejected. And because that's what I'm used to. Right, so what I try to do instead, what I try to do for myself and for other people is to just be like, just be who you want to be. Practice that, challenge the past types of thinking that have held us back. And yeah, I just try to generally create a fun, safe space for everybody. Excluding gakis, okay? Gakis can go fucking die in a fire. Oh shit, shoot them, Doji. Oh no! Okay, this is gonna be tough. I need to lock in. Seriously? Never shave my beard again? Why? What, you don't like it when I have a baby face and I look like I'm 12 years old? Come on, don't be hating. Alright, I'm not going for anything too stylish today. For real. Alright, if I'm not gonna do anything too stylish, maybe hatchets, triax is not the way to go right now. Why Sage isn't baby-faced? Hey look, this is Pooper Llama, okay? You guys know the Dalai Lama? Does he have a beard? No. So why should Pooper Llama have a beard? I'll just put Steph hatchets. Come on, yo. Oh. Oh, seriously? it. No! Damn it, I was trying to do Heaven Clash. We should be thankful we're talking about facial hair and not balding. Imagine me going bald, balding llama? Yeah. Damn it. Okay. I need the... I'm trying to do fancy shit, of course. Let me try something else. Shiten Doji is not what I had in mind. Damn it. No, there's no gaki cosplay. Oh, concede. No, I'm not. No, that is not happening. What do you mean, why? God damn it, dude. Ooh. This guy's giving me a run for my money. Oh, I was expecting super speed. Damn. Oh. God damn it! This is not happening today. I gotta get going too. Hey Shark Zoo, how you doing? Damn it! Oh, what's for dinner tonight? I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk about it with Cass. This ain't working out. Fine. God damn it, I can't see. I hate this. Oh, alright, deep breath. Yeah, I love this boss. Very difficult, but I love him. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying Sekiro. That's awesome. When's the last time I threw a controller? I have no memory of that. Okay, boss 2 done. Mogra is one of your favorite bosses. Is just to dance with him? Yeah. Which game is harder, Sekiro or Nioh 2? Probably depends on who you ask. I don't know if I even care about which game is harder anymore. For me, Nioh 2 is just more fun, so I just play Nioh 2. I almost no damaged him, but then I messed it up. Oh well. William? It's not William, it's Will I Am. Okay. Alright, 2 more bosses left. Ooh, shit. Switch up my weapons. Yeah, it blew up. Poor William, he got exploded. Alright, I need to end this pretty fast, so... That was the more I don't care about you, William fight that I've ever seen. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, one more and then gotta go. Okay, close enough. Time to go. Yep, that's all 5. Gosh, I can't wait for aerial combat from Nioh 3. I can't wait to switch into different styles. That'll be so great. Alright. So yeah, that's gonna be the stream for today. I'll be back some more tomorrow and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Really, thank you guys so much for giving me such solid feedback to work with. You know, I'm very grateful that like I have a lot more that I can work with, that I can start practicing with some of the upcoming videos. The videos that'll be coming up like within the next week or so aren't going to be reflecting some of this stuff. Like you'll see just like some casual videos, some humorous videos, but in terms of like dedicated guides taking into account some of the stuff we're talking about, I haven't, like, that's gonna happen later. But still, nonetheless, I really appreciate you guys helping me design the best Nioh 3 Academy possible. So thanks for watching, and I will see everybody later. Bye!